Path Media. I was a minimum wage movie theater usher that made good and became a top earner in my network marketing company. Now, after 16 plus years in the profession, I'm finally teaching myself how to leverage the internet with online marketing and social media marketing to continue to grow and expand my business. My name is Ronnie Cruz, and this is Path of the Network Marketer.
All right, welcome back to the show. It is officially day 100. Episode 100. That's right. Episode 100. It's a big celebration for us here at Path of the Network Marketer. 100 days ago, we set off on this journey to publish one episode every day for 100 days. And here we are, 100 days gone. Like, it's gone by so fast. I've learned so much. And of course, I'm going to share a lot of that with you in these next handful of episodes as we do this retrospective. But now that we're here, now that I'm sitting on 100 days and 100 episodes of podcasting, and even though I've learned so much, I really feel like I've barely scratched the surface, that I still have so much more to learn. And you know, of course, like, as excited as I am about hitting 100 days and 100 episodes, I'm even more excited about what the next 100 days and the next 100 episodes have in store. So if you're not already following the show, you're going to want to follow the show. Hit the plus sign at the top of whatever app you happen to be listening on. All right, so to kick off this retrospective, one of the things I recently realized as to why I was even attracted to doing this thing in the first place is the 10,000 hour rule, right? And I'm sure you've already heard of the 10,000 hour rule, but in case you haven't, it states that mastery in any field requires 10,000 hours of cumulative work. And so for me, 10,000 hours, it's not only a long time in terms of duration, but the amount of time is a lot as well. And so if there's any way I can condense those 10,000 hours, I'm going to. And that's what this 100-day journey has really meant for me. And I encourage any of you listening to this to do that with whatever online marketing thing that you happen to be doing, or really with whatever new venture that you're taking on. Condense the time into as small amount and duration as you can, so that you can get to mastery much more quickly, so that you can get through and to that 10,000 hours and therefore mastery, and therefore able, to then achieve the outcomes that you set out at the beginning in the first place, right? And so, that's why I really love doing this. And that's why I think I'm going to continue. Like, I've been having this conversation in my head, like, do I continue to publish an episode every day? And how long, can I really sustain that? But to me, it's like, well, since I still have so much more to learn, I'm going to continue to publish every day so that I can condense those 10,000 hours. So that's why really, like, one of the reasons anyways, that I was really attracted to doing this 100-day challenge. Now, as far as what publishing for 100 days straight has done for the podcast, for my content, for my business, here's what it looks like, right? Here's what it looks like. So in terms of the podcast itself, in terms of the show, as of this recording, we have 773 total downloads after 100 days. Now, I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but that's okay, right? Like, for me, it's like, 100 days. Well, I knew that this is a very kind of small and narrow niche, and therefore the audience is going to be small and narrow as well. Compared to my other show, Path of the Jedi, after this amount of time, like the first 100 days of Path of the Jedi, it had 1,298 downloads, right, after its first 100 days. And so again, like, the niche is different. It's a much more narrow audience, and so I'm not really too worried about it. And really, the main thing is, like, who cares, right? Compared to what? Your journey is going to be your journey. My results is going to be my results. I need to get these results for me, because this is what's going to give me information and data as to what I need to fix and tweak and adjust moving forward so that I can get better results, right? So regardless of whatever results you have with your particular campaign or content creation and publishing schedule, understand that if you get caught in that comparison game, you're just going to drive yourself crazy. You get the results that you need to get and that you're supposed to get, because that's going to give you the most information for you, because your journey is unique to you. That said, per episode, the listens and downloads per episode has actually increased over time. We started, when the show first started, we were at like anywhere from 0 to 5 listens per episode. Now we're up to 5 to 10. Again, not a huge increase, but it's gradual growth, right? It's gradual growth. And like I would wager to say that as I've gotten better, people have gotten more attracted to the content itself, right? I've definitely, if you accelerate your growth and you condense it to 100 days, you're going to find your voice much more quickly. And therefore, you're going to get into a groove and people will start really liking the show, from 50 and beyond, maybe even 100 and beyond. But it's going to happen faster if you do it in 100 days. So that's been a nice little bonus. And as I said, I'm going to continue to publish this show. So yeah, it's only onwards and upwards from here. Now, I mentioned this in past episodes. I have taken, I think within the last 2 or 3 weeks, taken the content from this show, the video content especially, and I've chopped it up into little micro assets is what they call it. And I've used those to kind of, to get more exposure for the podcast, right? To get more exposure for the show. I've published those in my social accounts, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Not with the intention of necessarily building those particular platforms and audiences there. I mean, that's a corollary, but really the main point is to create more momentum and create more draw for the actual podcast. Now, the side benefit is that it has actually grown those platforms for me a little bit, right? I've seen, and I don't have the exact numbers, but I have seen now that I'm posting every day, because I'm publishing every day here for the show, I'm able to post every day on those other platforms. I'm gaining more traction on those platforms as well, and my audience has gradually grown on those platforms in the last 2 to 3 weeks. So that's a nice added little benefit. Okay, so what else? Now, the last thing that I really want to communicate in today's episode, as far as like, has it helped my network marketing business? Because that's the end goal, right? The end goal of studying this stuff and learning internet marketing in the first place was so I could grow my network marketing business. The answer is simply no, it hasn't. None of my efforts over the last 100 days has equated to actual sales or actual conversions, but that's okay. That's okay. It's not that I failed. It's that, again, it's given me data and information to adjust and move forward. And what I've learned, really the biggest lesson, one of the biggest lessons that I've learned in these 100 days, like through my own journey and watching other people how they use social media and the internet to build their business, quote unquote, is that publishing does not necessarily equate to sales, right? There's so much more to conversion and acquiring customers than just posting on your socials or creating content and publishing. You really have to create a framework that builds your audience, develops a relationship with your audience, and then the last piece is the conversion, right? The last piece is the customer acquisition. And so we're going to talk more about that. As I've alluded to in the past, there is a framework that I'm going to come out with. Well, there's a resource that I'm going to offer to you guys. It's a free resource that you can download that will contain the framework that exact framework that I'm talking about. But that framework, it will be one of the retrospectives at the end of this series. So make sure you tune in for that. So that's going to be it for today's episode. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out with me on this 100-day celebration. Definitely more to come. So until then, be well, be safe. I'll see you in the next episode.